Hello, dear tutor. Welcome to this video. My name is Marla Pinto. This video is for task number 4 for the course research project. In this occasion, I'm going to present and in this case, make my oral defense about my research project, right? Let's get started. Okay, so this oral defense has three different things about my research project. This is to make an emphasis in this case about general points, theoretical points, and in this case, where is the most important things um in this research project, right? So we can make an emphasis that the students of different careers learn a language if they just need it. The most the most of them just study a language to graduate when they need to know it. They look for a languages teacher. When they are learning, they say to the teacher, I just want to learn the basic content to pass the course and communicate to get a job, but they don't see the interest of learning. If in most of cases the teacher influenced a lot of the black interest in this case, but Lexi this like put it an example. If you're someone who only speak Spanish all the time and you did not learn a basic English, right? You're not a basic learning in another language. Obviously, you are going to interest in English immediately. Here's the teachers has a little responsibility and wake up to you. A smart teachers know that there are a lot of people of way to attract in this case the interest of every student. They have a weakness you can use it as a tool and becoming in an instructness, right? For example, if you have a students or if you have student who interests are video games, we can start a conversation in English with this topic. Is it totally good? We have to have our mind very open to realize that the in in current the things are very different. We have to be interested in what are the very likes of our students in our classroom. We are doing several things at the same time, speaking, listening, while he's talking about his favorite video game in English. We can correct his vocabulary, his grammar, and the way he's expressing his ideas, because that's precisely the most important at the moment to evaluate to our students. Evaluate the way he is or she is talking, right? The way she is expressing his or her ideas, and in this way we can change the difference and we can change that chip that the students have about just learning a second language. You are just sitting in place and looking for the board and just learning the grammar in this way. Now let's pass to the most important thing, that is the theoretical point and point of view, right? This theoretical point is divided in two sections. This is about the writers, and in this case the professors that are experts in the learning English process. For example, according to Gradle, 1997, there are three types of students who try to speak English and their first language, right? And they fail and feel frustrated. About 360 75 million students around the world. Those who try to speak a second language or their language also 374 millions of students around the world, and those students who try to learn it as a foreign language. This is about, wow, this is so incredible. 750 50 millions of students around the world. English vocabulary plays an important role in this instance. Teachers believe that only in a book and a structured class the students will improve their learning process, but it is necessary going beyond perspectives. For example, working language with audiovisual products, publications, scientific things, with the objective to improve the listening through methodological process, can help to find the reason to start to attack the lack of speaking and listening in a young learner. Popular music, television, education, technology, and international communication. This can help us as a teachers to improve these kind of situations in the classroom and make a good learning environment. We have to keep in mind that there is a lot of research and development countries, so we need to connect with them to broaden the horizons of our younger generations in particular must acquire available through English. Mohammed 2004. On the other hand, if a student does not believe the importance, right, of mastering a second language, a foreign language as a part of his professional life, there are several reasons why research of a student's attitude toward language learning is important. Part of the attitude in this behavior and influence they see in another person as a teacher or tutor learning research on students environment. This was by Kabbalah and Crowley in 1985. However, looking at John Tooney in 1994, quote, if we teach today students as we know, we learn from yesterday and tomorrow we steal from them. He felt the need to rethink his teaching style, okay? The focus has long since changed that the needs and environments of the students are no longer the same because the teacher it's annoying when the average foreign language class 70 hundreds of the students so don't talk and react like they're supposed to think the way to want them to. In approaching his teaching, he wants to use a win-win approach. Students who participate in the learning process while improving their speaking skills, they lose their fear of speaking English, even when they make mistakes. David Noonan is an important educator and professor of TESOL that had the opportunity to travel around the world, right? And met a lot of people. Noonan wrote that oral success is measured by ability to perform. Have a conversation in the third language. According to Noonan and his book, The Self-Direct Teacher Managing the Learning Process, published in 1996, mentions that the different kind of situation that a teacher and a student can present in a classroom. For example, part of the process of learning is when the student forgets that this is a learning process and it's just the beginning. The teacher forget that the learning never ends, and that's precisely we have to keep it in mind always. We are teachers, but we are learning all the time, we are teaching all the time, because if we don't fit our knowledge, all we know, this is like a stuck in our way. And the key to be better teachers is precisely that. Change that ship and just play the game and play the role of the time that we are changing, that we are children, that we are students every day. Okay? So this is the way that Noonan is in his book specifies the several situations that a teacher can present in a classroom, like at the anciency, the classroom environment, second language instruction, small and big groups, stress variables, student role, student motivation, and the teacher role and teacher motivation, all of these with the objective of clarify what must be the real perspective, right? That every classroom has. Most of the study made by Newton exists with only one condition, and communication to find the way to get a successful classroom with all correspondent parameters. However, the question is what extent the skills and fluency teachers really need of in elementary schools. Maybe the real problem it is not the teacher's incompetence, but he can more than enough or tile, but he lacks is built of the belief that the skills required to teach CLT successfully. In this case, we can see where is the most important thing of our research project. In this case, we can see a table with preference and mechanisms that we use when learning. For example, in this case, we got visual, analytical, and auditory. These participants in this case were students with 2, 13, 5, 19, 18, and 9, right? These participants learned better in studying tables with summaries, watching explanatory videos, films with subtitles in English and TV. And that's precisely what we are saying. When you are a teacher and when you are interested in the lives of your students, you can see the difference in your classroom, in your learning environment, okay? Also, by reading books, looking up the meaning of unknown words, and checking notes taken in class, they prefer and writing language. Analytical. They enjoy translating articles into English, playing games, development, writing workshops, analyzing exam feedback, trying to analyze and understand from easiest to the largest topics. asking and reflecting to questions and answers. They prefer sequentials and step-by-step activities. So in this case, we can see that we can use technological, right? We can use technological tools to make a better environment in the class. For example, you can use a lot of tools to improve your class. In this case, you can make your class like different, like a different space, and this is precisely when we are looking for with this um with this research. The conclusion is many of us as new generations of teachers see the curricular approaches course as a didactic guide that will serve us in the future, but that will be applying from now on, taking into account the theories of the grades studied both online and in person. Face-to-face learning environments in this way, it is a little easier for the teacher to be able to implement different strategies that help us so that our students can better understand each and every one of the concepts that we as teachers impart to them. Thank you so much.